What is up everybody and welcome to another commentary. In this commentary I wanna give you my review on Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered and see if it's worth your hard-earned money, now that it's been released separately. I will mostly focus on multiplayer, but also shortly mention the single player campaign first, so let's get started with that. In the single player, you are mainly playing as the new SAS or SAS recruit John Zoe McTavish, and you have to prevent some Russian ultranationalists from starting a third world war. You will visit a lot of different countries on your journey for peace, and the game is full of plot twists and crazy moments. If you haven't played this game before, this is easily one of the best, if not the best, single player campaign in a Call of Duty game. However, if you have played the game before, there isn't really many new things other than better graphic and some new achievements that can't justify a buy. But if you love the Call of Duty campaigns and haven't played this one yet, I can definitely recommend it. But if you can live with worse graphic, you might just buy the original Call of Duty 4, as it is much cheaper. The multiplayer is like the single player, pretty much identical to the original Call of Duty 4, or it was until they added supply drops and some new game modes. Otherwise, the maps is the same, the original guns are the same, and overall it's pretty much the same game with some tweaks to the gun sounds and of course the graphics. And the hit detection feels smoother, which is a good thing, but make you die a lot faster. More on that later. First of all, let's start with the supply drops and new weapons you can get. In my opinion, I don't think it's that big of a deal with the new weapons added to the game. They have added both normal weapons and melee weapons, and most of them seems very balanced beside the BOS 14, which is probably more overpowered than the M16. You don't have to buy supply drops to earn the new weapons, but as in the other Call of Duties that have supply drops, it will definitely let you unlock them faster. So overall, for the supply drops, I don't think they have ruined the game as many other people think, but some of them could definitely use some tweaking. Next up, let's talk about the maps. You get all the 16 original maps with the game, and then you can buy the 4 later released map as the DLC. I haven't bought those one yet, or I don't think I will buy them, but out of the original 16 map, there isn't really much of them that I like. Crash and Overgrown is still some of the best Call of Duty maps ever made, but the rest is just okay to really bad. I also have a lot of problems spotting my enemies in this game, and I don't know if it's just my eyes, but they blend very well into the environment, and in my opinion, that is not something that belongs to a competitive shooter like this game is. And I know some of you would say that that is more realistic. It has a realistic feature, but this game is far from being realistic, so please make the player pop more out for your eyes, and that could maybe also prevent some of all that camping that is going on in this game, but more on that later. Next thing that doesn't belong in a competitive shooter that should also make the game more realistic is the flinch mechanic. Oh, the flinch. This is one of the most annoying features added into Call of Duty, and it's now almost removed in the newer Call of Duty games, but it's back in this one because the community wanted the game to be exactly like the original. The feature can really make you lose gunfight and frustrate the hell out of you. I really hope that they would remove this mechanic entirely from the game, because as I said before, it doesn't belong in a competitive shooter and it doesn't do anything other than being frustrating. And that brings us to the guns, which in my opinion seems very balanced beside the M16 and the BOS 14. They are all useful, and of course some are better than the others, but overall I think the weapon balance is fine. It is also nice to play with some modern era weapons again, and I think they have done a good job on that department. The attachments are pretty much the same as in the originals, but they have added some new camo, and you can now also add camos to your secondary weapon. Next up we have the perks, and here we have all the original ones back with no extra added. And that means we have return of frag times 3, special grenades time 3, 2 claymores and 2 C4s, juggernaut, stopping power and a lot of others. Explosives was a huge problem in the original game, and it has not gone any better in this game with all these explosive perks you can choose in perk slot 1. In perk slot 2 you pretty much have to run either juggernaut that gives you more health, stopping power that lets you deal more damage, or the UAV jammer which makes you immune to the UAV. Those 3 perks balance out each other quite well, but makes the other perks in the tier 2 useless. In the perk slot 3 I think the perks are balanced alright, beside the eardrops perk that lets you hear your enemies communicate with each other, which is pretty much useless as no one really talks to each other in this game, unless I guess you are playing search and destroy. Overall the perk balance could use some tweaks, but I don't think that stopping power and juggernaut is as bad as I remembered it to be, and it's not something that ruins the game. The kill streak in this game is the classic simple 3, 5 and 7 kill streak system, where you get a UAV from 3 kills without dying, an airstrike for 5 kills without dying, and a chopper for 7 kills without dying. The UAV is always good, where the chopper on some of the maps is amazing and on other very bad. The airstrike is in general pretty bad, and it takes too much time from you calling it in and for it to actually land. A slight buff to both the chopper and the airstrike would definitely do good. Next up we have the game modes, and I am mostly playing TDM, so I can't speak so much about the other game modes, other than that it can be hard finding people playing them. Some of the new modes added to the game is kill confirmed, hardpoint and capture the flag, and they all work as they should, or at least when I tried them out. However, there is a big problem in this game that pretty much make this game a disaster, and that is the amount of campers you find in this game. That makes it very slow paced, and in a lot of my games we reach the time limit. One of the reasons for that is the time to kill. You die super fast in this game, and that makes people afraid from moving, exactly like in Call of Duty Ghosts. This has pretty much made the game boring and unplayable at times, unless you are on a very good connection and have time to turn around and kill that camper that is shooting on you. And that leads us to the next thing, and that is the connection. As I said earlier, the hit detection is very good, so you die really fast, but you still get a lot of those moments where you are getting shot and you can tell that the guy that shot you saw you way before you saw him. It is also only updating with 20 times per second, where most modern shooters are at a minimum of 60 times per second. Overall, I will say that this game can be good sometimes, but I definitely think there are more frustrating moments than good moments. You can definitely feel that a lot have happened to the shooter genre since the release of this game, but in some places it still stacks up against the modern day shooters. I can't really recommend paying that insane $99 for a game that is soon 10 years old, unless you buy it for the single player and you haven't played that before. If you want a boots on the ground Call of Duty, wait for the World War II beta to drop, or go back and play Call of Duty Black Ops 2. If you want a modern combat FPS game, wait till the price drops on this one. Have they only been selling it for $19.99, I would recommend it beside its faults. Overall, I don't understand why the community wanted it to be exactly the same game as we got 10 years ago. I think it could have been very nice if they have do some more balance to the perks, maybe take some of them out and put some new ones in, and maybe take out that flinch. Oh, it doesn't do anything good, please. I just think that they could have done a lot more with this game, and it isn't really like the original anymore with all the added extras. So why haven't they done something new to this game? I mean, I know the community said they wanted it exactly like it was, but yeah, I think that was a bad idea, and this game could have definitely been a lot better if they have done some new things and maybe call it not a remastered version but a remake. But that's just my opinion. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little review, and I hope it has made your decision of buying this game easier. If you like it, please give a subscribe and a like. Have a nice day. Bye.